Preschool Beam. For the first blue beam for yellow, they're going to do long jumps over the scarves. The second blue beam, they're going to bear crawl forward and backward. The red beam, they're going to cartwheel drill over the beam for spots for feet to start and end on. The carpet beam, they're going to arabesque balance on each foot for 5 seconds. High beam, they are going to walk forward balancing pit block on their flat palm. And then they're going to balance on the Bosu ball with the ball side up, either doing 1 foot, 2 feet. These are very basic this time to try and let you put your own spin on things because they are your kids that you coach. Every single one of them is in a different spot than what the average yellow kid should be, what the average green kid should be, and what the average red kid should be. So really try and make certain drills your own, or make them a little harder, or make them a little easier. So like if a kid cannot long jump over the scarves, you're welcome to move them in closer together, or you're welcome to, hold their hand, as long as what you're doing is a variation of what the lesson plans say, and you are doing something to then get them possibly that next week to do it by themselves, then I have no problem with that. The only problem I have is when you full-blown change the station, or you don't do it, or you're like, you know what, they can't do that one, so we're just not even gonna. So make sure that what you're doing has at least 90%, if not 100%, similarity to what the actual station is, or the progression that you're doing for that one kiddo is strictly for them and not the entire class. Because not every single class has every single kid in the exact same spot, so that should hardly ever be a thing. So just making you aware of that, because some kids on that Bosu ball can balance on both feet and need something a little bit harder, but 1 foot is too hard, so they can balance in releve, they can balance in passe. So, it says balance on Bosu and ball side up. So if there is not really too much full-blown explanation, and you think it is too easy for your kid or too hard, you are welcome to do what you will with that station, as long as it does not change whatever equipment is needed by much, and it's technically the same station or the same variation of station. So moving on to green, they're going to do 1 foot jumps over the scarves, 1 foot the whole way down, and then 1 foot the whole way back. Same thing if it's too hard, have them switch feet as long as they're doing 1 foot at a time. Blue beam, inchworm, forward and backward. The red beam, they're going to cartwheel drill with spots for feet to start and end in. The feet will stay together this time, including knees. So I say feet together, but a lot of the times their knees will still come apart. So legs entirely together. The carpet beam, they're going to bend and touch the pit block to the beam on 1 foot, so it's doing a lever. Their hands can hang down. They do not have to be up by their ears. The high beam, they're going to walk sideways, balancing pit block on flat palm like they're serving something. And then they're going to balance on the Bosu ball and try and spin in a circle. So, red, they're going to do leaps, landing in arabesque on the blue beam, forward rolls on the blue beam. On the red beam, they're going to do spotted handstands. Their feet do not have to touch, but they're welcome to. We've done handstands prior, so try and make sure that this time it's still hands-on, but it's more so their effort rather than you lifting their entire leg and then their other leg up in the air. Because if you were then to be like, okay, let's see you try it, I can guarantee you it would not look like that. So while I do appreciate you spotting them and making sure everything looks the right way, please also make sure that you're letting them do 90% of it by themselves for the most part, and helping them to make it better, not doing the whole thing for them. Then they're going to do pivot turns on the carpet beam, both directions, that way they don't get stuck. I teach it where your toes are pointing the way that you want to go. So you can't go the way you want to go if you get all tangled up. So if their toes point the way that they're going, they should be able to point one way and then point the other way. If they get crossed up, they know they went the wrong way, which is how I teach them. So then on the high beam, they're going to walk backwards, balancing the pit block on their flat palm, and then the extra, they're going to balance on the Bosu ball for 1 foot, trying to hold it for 10 seconds on each foot.